What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit. Welcome to another Green Room show. What episode is it? I don't know. We've had a lot of them. But anyways, in today's video, the title is The Future of Selling on eBay with Jason T. Smith. Jason T. Smith is someone that we've known for a couple years. He was on the TV show Thrift Hunters. He also has a very popular Facebook group as well with thousands of people. And if you want to join that, be sure to go in the description below. That's free. But yeah, I'm going to pass it over to Bonafide, man. Introduce yourself, and then we'll toss it over to Jason.
All right, what's up, guys? The Bonafide Hustlers here. Hey,
Boom.
I am one of the co-founders of the greenroomuniversity.com. I buy and resell stuff that I find from garage sales, state sales, yard sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores, and I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and consignment stores in town. And yeah, we have a really amazing show lined up. I'll switch it over to my guest real quick. Who is this bearded beauty in the room with us?
Oh, bearded beauty. Well, hello, I'm Jason T. Smith. You might know me from doing time in the local jail, or no. I was on Thrift Hunters, and now I do a couple YouTube shows. And hey, I did one last night with Bonafide Hustler, Thrifty Business with J&A. Last night we had a wonderful guest, and I've also had the other person on the show as our guest, Raiken. What's happening?
Awesome.
And you are definitely an eBayer, right?
Oh yeah. Since oddly, I don't know if you ever heard this story, but I was on eBay in like '98. And then unregistered. Like, I fully unregistered. Like, I asked them to take me off the site. I think I was buying too much. So my anniversary date is not actually accurate because I came back on like 2 months later.
Okay. That leads me to the first question of the night. Buy it now or auction? I'm just kidding. All right, so let's
I'm like, what year is this? Are we?
I was like, jumped into that thing real quick.
I had to mess with them. All right, so anyway, guys, look, it's a live show. If you're watching here on Wednesday night, Central Time, 8 o'clock. I think Jason is in Nevada, and Raiken's in Connecticut. So we're encompassing, you know, it could be 6 for you, it could be 9 to you, but whatever. It's 8 here in Texas. Welcome to the show. There is a live feed to your right. Check it out. In the live feed, I want you to help me out with 2 things real quick. 1, do we sound okay? 2, where are you from? Because we want to see where the furthest reach is today. I bet you it's England or something crazy like that, Raiken. We have someone from England ready to listen to the Bearded Beauty talk. So let's go into a little bit of housekeeping, then we'll get right into the show while we wait for the sound check to come through. Housekeeping, Raiken, what's on the agenda? Anything on your mind?
Yeah, well, first things first, if you like these shows, you know, smash the like button. That always helps us out. So we'll get that out of the way for sure. And, you know, hit the like button if you excited to learn from Jason, because it's definitely a privilege. He's been in the game for what, 16 years, you said? So
yep.
I know there's a lot of people in the house now who probably are brand new or maybe have been selling for a couple months. So that's really cool. Also, we have a Green Room virtual event that's going to be going down in January. So if you want to be notified about that, and Jason's actually going to be in that event, so that's going to be pretty cool. It's a 3-day event that we're throwing. If you want to learn more about that event, go into the description, greenroomuniversity.com/get notified. And of course, we've got a free book, 100 Amazing Items to Resell. Go in the description and grab that as well. But in terms of bookkeeping, I think that's it, man. Let's dive into the show. Bonafide's actually showing right now.
What the book looks like right now. You can get this on your phone. Check it out. It is down below underneath the Get Notified link. Also, real quick, in the Green Room, you know, things are growing fast, right? We're almost at 800 members now. One of the contests we're running this month is for an Apple Watch. It's crazy. So anyway, we're going to be releasing.
Wait, I want in on that.
You can be in on that. Anyway.
You're in the group, man. When's the contest over for that?
Ask Eric, but it's soon. I know that we announced the hint of the gift the other day. And so if you have a brain, you would have figured it out through the paragraph that Eric wrote. And anyway, so it is an Apple Watch. It is. Find Eric's big post in the room and someone bump it to the top, and let's get more people in on this contest because it's quite a nice Apple Watch. I want to say it's the 42 millimeter one, whatever that is, the bigger one, I guess, right? Anyway, whatever. Okay, so let's get to our guest. It sounds like here. Let's figure out where our farthest reach is real quick. And what's our goal today, Raiken? Is it 300 people, 400 people watching? What
yeah, we got to smash 300 people today. So, you know, we were talking about change.
I don't think 300 is like, we have to, you know, when there's a goal in business, you have to have something that you know is going to be pushing you, right? I think we're going to get to 300, but, you know, we should have a milestone to give out something for free if we get to, let's say, 300
I mean, we hit
25?
400 the other day, so I don't see why we couldn't hit 400 and give away something really cool.
Okay, so if you guys share the video or share the link in your favorite groups, whatever, to your friends, tell them not to watch Dancing with the Stars and watch this show instead.
Oh wait, Dancing with the Stars is on. I gotta go. See you later.
Yeah, same here. See you later, guys. Raiken, it's all your show now. No, so
we'll just talk about buy it now versus auction the whole show.
Let's figure out what our furthest reach is right here. Oh, we have Austin, Texas. What's up, Jane Matthews? I don't know who our furthest reach. We have Puerto Rico. Whoa, San Juan, been there. Canada, pretty far. Denton, Texas, Arizona, Grand Rapids, Los Angeles, Paris, Texas, or Paris, real Paris. Let me know that. Yeah, Maryland. Okay, Montana. Cool. That's my first Montana I've ever seen. What's up, Stone Mason? Saw you earlier today. And we got Florida, British Columbia. All right, we got some far places, but it looks like maybe Puerto Rico or Canada. What do you think, Raiken?
I don't know right there. I don't got a map in front of me, but I like it.
But I like it. All right, that's enough for some filler talk right here. So
yeah, Raiken's maps doesn't have Las Vegas on it. Oh, snap.
Boom, went right around.
Okay, France. Yeah, so yeah, we got one from France, it looks like. All right. So anyway, let's get into the show. In this show, we're going to be covering kind of like the realm of what we're dealing with the reselling space, considering Amazon and with eBay, because I know there's some big news with eBay. The CEO was like all over the news like a week ago, correct, Jason?
Yep.
On some of the big moves that are going on with eBay. So we're going to have you basically be the bulletin dude. We're going to be going through, what's his favorite part of eBay? How do you combat against returns? How do you scale up? Because you have quite the feedback rating. I know that. Now, we might not say your store name here or whatever, but maybe we will. It's up to you. But you do have a pretty big, feedback rating. So, where could you go wrong with eBay? What's your view on corporate America, entrepreneurship? I mean, fun stuff. Really cool. Look at, he's already smiling, man. Here, we're gonna smash this thing. So it's not a huge outline because we left some room for Q&A. So if you got a really amazing question you want Jason to answer, hold it until about the 30-minute mark. We'll see if we can blast right through it. Okay, so Jason, you are from Las Vegas, correct?
I live in Las Vegas. I'm originally from Cleveland.
How do you get any work done there?
It was funny when we first moved here. Like, of course, you move, you need some food, so you go to the grocery store. And the first day we were at the grocery store, my wife and I were, and if you've never been to Las Vegas, every grocery store has video poker in the grocery store, so you can gamble. You can gamble in the grocery store, you can gamble in CVS, you can gamble in Kmart. So I said, look at these losers gambling at 10 o'clock in the morning in the grocery store. Within 2 weeks, I was that loser.
Oh my gosh.
So when you first get here, you're like, 24-hour, if you like to gamble, it's a 24-hour place. Yeah, you couldn't get lost a little bit. But then you settle into the suburbs and, it is a fun place to live. Everything. And the best thing about this city compared to every other major city, everything you need is in a straight line 5 miles long. So you think of every other major city, you got to go to this part, to that part. Not here. It's all within 5 miles, straight line, and just a little bit of offshoots. So it makes life very easy.
So why don't they expand the city? Like, if it's got so many people coming down, why don't they expand it with more things?
Because it's all about the Strip, baby. That's where it is. That's where it's happening. So, and I like it because here in the suburbs, it's nice and normal. And, it's funny. My in-laws and even my parents do it sometimes. They come for a visit. And this last time, my in-laws were here a couple weeks ago. They're like, you have Best Buy? I'm like, Mom, I live in a major city in the United States, not a third world country. Where do you think I live? So people get shocked when they go to the suburbs of Vegas and see like Wendy's and Best Buy. They're like, what? It's a very normal city except for that fun part.
So can you get to this giant Savers that I've heard like all this crazy, not rumors about, but like I guess facts, like there's a gigantic Savers in that city, correct?
Yeah, biggest one in the country. So big that they had to rent out part of it to a little strip mall. It's definitely, it's bigger than a Kmart when you take into account the whole space, but they trimmed it down to about Kmart size.
I see Raiken shaking his head. I'm just like, that really blows my mind, man.
See what you missed, Raiken? See? And there's one that's close. There's a second one that's about as big as an office, or like a Staples or an Office Depot.
That's still bigger than any other one here. But anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see, is that the biggest thrift store in town? Is it Savers?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you there every 2 days, every week?
No, I've been so busy just doing a lot of things. I got a lot of trips coming up, speaking here, speaking there. So I had actually been out thrifting in a while. I told my wife, I said, I'm going out all day tomorrow because Thursdays is 25% off everything at Savers. So here's my little bonus tip. I'm going to go comb the Halloween used section for cool stuff that really isn't Halloween costumes. I find some of the best 90s hip hop jeans in the used Halloween section.
I love the Halloween section. I can find crazy leather jackets there. All kinds of weird things will find its way into the Halloween section. I'm totally with you, man. Okay, so basically you're 16 years with eBay, and it's clear that you have proficiency. So when you go on some of these speaking engagements, you're getting paid as well, correct?
Yes.
That's amazing, man. What a great life, man. So you live in an amazing city where in a flip of a switch, you could lose it all, right?
Yes. You definitely got to know how to control it, and we do, so that's good.
I asked you a funny question yesterday. I don't know if it was on air or off air, but like, have you ever like just gone down the strip and seen people just passed out left and right here and there?
Oh,
and you were like, yeah, I see that all the time. I'm like, I can't recall the last time I ever went down the street and saw someone passed out. But anyway, I guess that's something you see.
And not just passed out. You'll find people squatting next to your car in the parking garage peeing, stuff like that. that's a normal Tuesday in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, anyway, let's get to the bulletin news part of it. So the reselling space has changed significantly in the past months, and I mean that in the Amazon sense. Now, if you don't do too much Amazon, which I know you don't do any Amazon or too much Amazon.
Now, see all these CDs behind me? They're all on Amazon.
Okay, so you do those as merchant fulfilled, right?
And I do a little FBA. So once I get a box full of good sealed stuff I found at the thrift store, I'll send a big box in.
Okay, cool. So when did you jump on the Amazon thing, by the way? Like how many years ago? Or
Oh, it's been like 5 or 6 years now. So I don't talk about it much. I don't do a ton of it. Well, I sell merchant. I've been selling merchant fulfilled for like 13 years. So I've done almost all my CDs on Amazon, majority of my CDs on Amazon. But I started gathering all my like games and toys that I find sealed and sending them in and making crazy money on FBA. So I don't go out hunting for it, but when I find it, I'll set it aside till I got enough to send it in.
Okay. Yeah, because every time I ever think about you, it's like the only thing I think about is eBay. Like you just scream eBay to me, to everyone.
I can talk some Amazon. I can talk some AZ, baby.
Okay, cool. Okay, so real quick before we get to this next point, what's the absolute highest rank on a CD? I know the other day, man, there was such a great tip on your show yesterday, by the way, about like the records and opening up CDs because maybe you find concert stubs and stuff in there, right? It's pretty interesting.
Yep.
Never thought about that, but then again, I mean, yeah, you're right. Some of these stubs, especially 80s stubs, decent money, right? At least sometimes more than the CD itself, or easily more than the CD in many cases, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that John Mayer stub that's signed by him will probably go for like, I don't know, maybe $25-$30. That CD ain't worth a penny.
Yeah, that's just crazy. So let's talk about ranks real quick, and then we'll cut right into eBay because this is fascinating to me. You have all these CDs back there, and you send some stuff into FBA. Talk to us about FBA ranks. That's at what point do you're like, I don't know if I'm going to send this rank in, considering it's sealed, okay?
I'm going to blow your mind. Do not pay attention to rank one bit.
Really? Okay.
Somebody just said that.
Now, if I'm fine, if I roll across like a bulk of something, like at the grocery store or Kmart in a closeout aisle, then I will pay attention. Then I will call the peeps who are smarter than me. But if it's just games and stuff that are sealed, I've never had a problem selling them. Same with records. I send in a lot of sealed records. And so rank doesn't mean anything to me, really, and mainly in my media. And that's where I find a lot of people have this downfall. They so focus on rank that they'll leave behind very expensive CDs. And the reason you can't focus on rank is if it's a CD so rare it rarely comes up, the rank is shitty only because it never shows up. So I found one minute, my prime example is I found a CD for $50 at a LA record store. The rank was like a $1.2 million, $2.5 million, $2 million, something nutty.
Wow.
But I bought it, and within 4 weeks I sold it for $250 on Amazon.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Now, if you just go by ranks, everyone would have passed it. Everyone. But I have more knowledge in my head about music than most people. So I knew it was very rare. I knew it was hard to find. But the rank didn't mean anything to me because I knew that it never shows up. So there was a point where I had no rank because it didn't show up forever. I finally showed up again. But, so that's where you can kind of ignore rank. But if you're selling, the hottest, newest toy or, stuff like that, yeah, you got to pay attention to rank. If you're hunting for weird stuff, old stuff, rare stuff, rank ain't all that important for the most part.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting. So there's a little tidbit right there. So now let's get into that news part, which is like the reselling space has changed because obviously there's so many restrictions on Amazon and all this stuff, and buying your way in to get unrestricted, which is really crazy and nutty in my opinion. But how do you see eBay handling these changes? First of all, right, and then second, elaborate on what the CEO or the main dude on eBay was talking about in all those groups, like that main news bulletin that was circulating around last week.
Well, the main news bulletin was basically a amalgamation of everything that was said at the eBay 20 event 2 months ago here in Vegas during the hottest week of the summer, matter of fact. And they told us exactly where we were at. It's called eBay Open, and where we were going. And the thing that I like to hear, Devin Wenning is the CEO. We're actually buddies. Devin's first day on the job was with me on Capitol Hill talking to senators. So we'll forever be connected. And I also gave him his first Hawaiian shirt. So we're buds. But he decided that we're going to stop chasing every other selling platform and go back to being eBay. Now, that does not mean go back to all auctions. That time has passed, people. Get over it. I'm so tired of people going, I want eBay to go back to where it was. No, the customers said they don't want that. Don't you people get it? The customers don't want to wait 7 days. Now, if you have something cool and rare, yes, absolutely use an auction. But customers today, they want it now. They want it yesterday. That's why Amazon Prime is so popular. But Devin wanted to go back to being eBay, not chasing Amazon, not chasing Etsy, just being eBay. eBay's done a lot of good things in the last 16 years, and they've done some dumb things too. And I used to sell on half.com, so I don't know how long you guys have been selling, but half was around before Amazon. So half was just like Amazon. eBay bought them thinking it would be a good purchase, and they folded them into eBay, and it screwed up the whole customer database. They lost it. They didn't know where to find it. And everything I was doing, all the business I was doing half.com just went away. eBay ruined it. And so not every purchase has been a good purchase, but I like that Devin wants to go back to being eBay and not chasing anybody. And he's done a lot of things. Like when we first met, when we were hanging out in Washington, he goes, oh no, it was a year later. We were hanging out in San Francisco at a event that they had me come up and speak at. And he said, I hate the feedback system. I said, good. Nice to hear that. And he said, we need to change it. He goes, it is not, it's too subjective. It's too punishing to the sellers if they had a buyer that was not rating the purchase and how it went. But a lot of times it'll be the product itself. Like I got a return today. It was too small. That's fine. No big deal. But if they left me a negative because it was too small, that isn't my mistake or my problem. I got the measurements in there. So he wanted to change that, and he did. So negatives, in case you don't know, negatives don't count against you anymore. It doesn't look nice. You can still get them, but does not account against you in your ranking. So he said it. He said it to me 4 years ago, and he did it. So I was very impressed with that.
Can you elaborate on that a little more? It doesn't affect you at all. Do you mind touching that a little bit? Because I know some people are probably confused. I mean, obviously it affects you in terms of social proof when someone comes and they see if you have a negative or something like that. But what do you mean by it doesn't affect you at all?
There's only two things that affect your standings in terms of if you're gearing up for a top-rated seller. If you cancel a transaction and if you don't work it out with your buyer, that's it. So you can get a negative, you can get a low rating on shipping, but those don't matter anymore. The only thing that really matters is if you have to cancel, and you shouldn't, and I fully agree with that. I've been there. I've had to cancel stuff. I've listed stuff by accident. I've sold them on different platforms by accident and forgot to remove them. So I've been there, and I will take the lumps when they come. And if you've got a customer who has a problem, you got to deal with it, right or wrong. And I'm not of the mindset that the customer is always right, but if you want to keep your standing, sometimes you got to bite the bullet and suck it up. And no, everybody thinks it's personal. It isn't personal. It is just business. You're lucky you don't have a brick and mortar. People aren't, because of the way we do business, no one's pretending to fall down and then sue us. But that shit happens in brick and mortar all the time.
Okay.
Do you see those videos of guys standing in a Walmart aisle looking around and pulls all the display down, falls down, it's like, I'm suing. Like, yeah, we got your video. We don't have to worry about those things because we're working in our underwear. You want to see my underwear? We're working in our underwear out of our house.
Do you see any brick and mortars, like let's say, for example, mom and pop brick and mortar shops in Las Vegas? Have they closed down, or are you seeing them pop up out of nowhere?
Yeah, a little of both. And I've been in a brick and mortar. I'm like you. I had a booth in an antique mall, and that was fine. And then changed ownerships, and I was just like, I wasn't doing enough time with it. So I do like the tactile brick and mortar too. I like going shopping in brick and mortars. I did like having a space there, but it just didn't work into my day, and I had to roll on from that.
Okay. So now let's go back into the eBay direction. And you've been with eBay for 16 years. Like, what makes it so great in your eyes as opposed to Amazon? Like, are you always going to be like eBay is your number one baby? Or do you start seeing Amazon as being like, this is interesting because FBA was like with CDs, like I wonder if I could do it with books, or I mean, naturally your mind must be thinking some of these things, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Raiken, if you're watching your chat, you got a serious asshole in your chat right now.
We'll find him.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, what makes eBay so great compared to Amazon right now?
It's because you can do eBay lets you be you for the most part. Amazon is you're jumping through too many hoops. And although I use it and I do FBA and I do merchant fulfilled, I see my friends who do it big time and they have so many headaches. Yes, most of them make a lot more money than me, but I don't have the headaches they have, and I enjoy my life smoother. I very, very much enjoy a smooth life, and my 2 assistants ago has become a full-time Amazon seller, and she's making her own products and she's making good money. But every time we get together just to hang out, it's always like, oh, this thing in China screwed me. Amazon won't let my truck in the port, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I got those problems. So I'd rather make less money and be happier every day and have a smoother life than deal with all those headaches. But I'm also married. I also married well. And so when you have that, that's all part of the equation. So Raiken, marry well.
I will definitely take your advice. And I took your advice. I got rid of that person in the comments section. And it's one of the challenges with these live shows. So I apologize for everybody in the comments who had to deal with that person. But to take a little bit of a step back, Jason and Chris, obviously the show is titled, The Future of eBay. And we were talking about some of the stuff that the CEO was talking about. What are your thoughts, on the future? Obviously we talked about people want it now, and the buy it now is going to be something that's, going to remain popular versus the auction and whatnot. But the future of eBay, any things that you see that you want, anything worthwhile discussing, any changes that may affect us in a negative light, or some really good things that you see happening over the next few years?
Yeah, the one thing I want to address, because I was watching the chat, and besides the thing you took care of, thank you, I saw the same question come up from 2 or 3 different people. If the buyer cancels the transaction, it does not count against you. It never would. That would be a totally unfair market if the buyer said, can you cancel, and you did and it was held against you. So now your buyers can cancel. That's what returns are. That's why I got that shirt coming back today that did not fit. No big deal. I'll sell it again. A lot of times on returns, I'll sell it for more than the first time. So I think the big thing, the big change that when we were at eBay Open that I just was like, whoa. Before this year, if eBay wanted the data on how many, let's say, Titleist right-handed driver golf clubs sold in the year before, they couldn't tell you, because there is no specific page for that Titleist 2015 right-handed driver. On Amazon, of course, there's specific pages for every item. So within a second, Amazon can tell you exactly how many things sold of this, of this, of this. So they have gone to us called structured data. And what structured data is, every page, every item will have a page. Now, don't be worried if you sell weird one-offs. Like, for instance, I'm going to be listing this cool little scarecrow tomorrow. Of course, there's not going to be a specific page like there would be for this John Mayer CD. You can still sell this. People can still find it. No big deal. But for the items, now, if 20 people are selling this, eBay will start to build a page for this 12-inch tall, googly-eyed scarecrow. And what's going to happen is when people search on Google or any other search page, like Yahoo or Bing or whatever, eBay will actually come up in better placement. Now, they showed us an example. So they were showing iPads, and an iPad 6 months ago, if you were just Googling it, it would show up on page 35 if you're selling one on eBay. Now they have the iPad page, and on that page, you can have all the variety of iPads. So say it'll be an iPad 2 page, and then you could have whatever color it is, whatever size it is, if it's Wi-Fi and cellular, just Wi-Fi. But still, on that page, it'll be ebay.com/iPad 2, and then the differences on that page. But when they started using structured data, they went from page 35 on Google to page 1, and they're number 2 right beneath Amazon, and they're shooting for number 1 to be in front of Amazon. But what we have to do as sellers is, when we can, give them that data. So if I am selling this John Mayer CD, I got to make damn well sure I plug in, well, of course it's written over on this one, I got to make damn well sure I plug in the barcode. because that's what helps build the data pages. And that's what's going to help us sell more. And that's what's going to help us all sell more. And it's going to make the buyers easier to find, because here is today's buyer. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm fat. I'm eating ice cream. I want to buy something. Blah, blah. There it is. Buy it. They don't want to hunt. Hunting's too hard anymore. We are becoming Wall-E. If you ever saw the movie Wall-E, we're becoming those people.
That movie was like, everyone knew it when they saw that one scene with like it's like a walkway where they were all on sofas or something, and they were just all like eating their drink and drinking their drinks. It was crazy. They weren't moving at all. But yeah, that movie is very it almost like painted a picture of where we're headed. So yeah, that's very interesting. I guess my question about getting ranked on page 1 is when you click on the eBay, that's iPad 2 page, would all the sellers be there too? Like people could literally go to the auctions, like, or the buy it nows right from there?
Yep. They'll all be there.
That's really cool. Okay. So
and then if you're a top rated seller, you will sit up higher in search than if you're not top rated seller. So there is a reason to want to be a top rated seller. You get higher in search. So people are lazy. If you're selling a commodity like an iPad where you have 10,000 other people selling it, the one thing that'll make you stand apart is getting higher in search. And one of the reasons you get higher, one of the ways you can hire in search is be top rated seller. If you're selling this, I'm guessing there's not a lot of these on eBay. I really don't care where I show up in search, because there's probably maybe 1 or 2.
Is there anything you feel that weighs heavier than being a top rated seller in terms of eBay, looking at you as the most relevant option for your buyer, and showing up towards the top of the ranking? Anything that will have a bigger impact than the top rated seller? What if somebody uses better keywords or, has a higher feedback rating?
Yeah, I don't know if feedback has no bearing on it. Keywords, of course, you should definitely use the right keywords. But the things that make you top-rated seller help you come up higher in the search. So if you offer returns and offer 30-day returns and have free shipping, and I do about 50-50. I do some free shipping and some not. I find I got screwed on something the other day that I did free shipping that I realized after I did it, I'm the only one that had that. And free shipping kind of bit me in the ass, because someone really wanted it, they would have paid the shipping too. And so I didn't build it in. That was my mistake. I should have thrown in the shipping cost $101. I should have thrown in, I should have made the item $101 more expensive. I blew it. I wasn't thinking about it. And then I thought, wait a minute, why do I care where I'm in ranking? I'm the only one. The ranking is me. So, my shipping could have been ridiculous. Could have been $1,000. I'm the only one there in that spot. But if you have competitive things like CDs, if you do all the right things, free shipping, have returns, you'll be higher in ranking, and you'll more than likely sell your items over others. Not always.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's free shipping, one-day handling, priority ship out. All these little things will help you in search. 12 pictures, accurate keywords. Every one of those things will get you super high.
Not even, I feel like priority is super important. A lot of times we try to save on shipping. Like one thing I was doing like with the heavier items, doing a lot of like, FedEx Smart Post and whatnot. But I tell you, like Jason was saying earlier, people want it now. And I think people will pay more to get it quicker versus saving a few bucks and having to wait 7 days. So really important, really good tips right there. So we're at the halfway mark right now during the show. So I just want to stop real quick and thank everybody for watching live. Jason, you know that you came on the show and we hit a world record today. 410 viewers watching live right now. So want to thank everyone for watching live. Be sure to smash that like button. How many likes do you think we could get up to, Jason, with 410 people watching?
Well, I see we're at least 162 right now. We got to be able to at least do half of the watchers. Come on.
Ready? Come on, smash that like button. But
I saw a very interesting comment in here, Raiken, from Ken Cal Matt says, shout out for my wife, beautiful Sarah, please. What's up, beautiful Sarah from the green room? There you go.
Beautiful Sarah in the house.
What's up, Jason? You think you could say hi to beautiful Sarah for us?
What's happening, beautiful Sarah?
There you go.
Everybody in the
beautiful
chat,
Sarah. I'm speaking.
That's why we want everyone in the feed to say hi to beautiful Sarah. See if you can do it real quick.
Let's see if we
don't
can
even
get
know who
400
beautiful
comments.
Sarah is, but you know what? At least let's give this person a comment and say, "What's up, beautiful Sarah?"
Hey, beautiful Sarah. I'm speaking in Long Beach, November 1st. Come see me.
Aren't you? Don't you have another event that's going on? Mention that real quick as well, with 414 people watching live.
Yeah, it's Ecom Chicago. It is in Chicago. I know it's a shocker. Ecom Chicago is in Chicago. October 21st and 22nd. I spoke at it for the first time last year. Is one of the best events I ever went to. the size of the room was right, the amount of attendees was right, the amount of speakers was right, and the amount of vendors was right, where everyone could have time with everyone else. You weren't feeling overburdened or pushed, and it's in a hotel with a ballroom, and then you can go to the 2 restaurants next door. So for 2 days, you just kind of hang out with a couple hundred people, and you'll learn from the stage. But then, of course, hey man, buy me a beer on Friday night after the event, and I'll tell you all my secrets. Or rum, buy me rum.
Buy him rum, beer, well, what?
Look at all the
You're a
people
rum
saying
guy.
hi to Sarah. Some person just said, "Who's Sarah?"
The whole entire thing erupted. Hi,
Sarah, smile.
And I'll do one more shout out to happy 14th birthday to daughter Mary. That's the last shout out we'll do right there. But anyway, let's get into diversification a little bit, and then we'll go back into eBay. But when a lot of people think diversification, Jason, they're thinking usually the first 2 things: eBay, Amazon. Let's talk about how you kind of diversify. We don't have to actually talk about every money stream you got, but I know you have eBay. I know you have Amazon. You have speaking engagements, right? How are you diversifying, and how do you make it work? I mean, you own your own house. You live in a great city where you could lose everything in a matter of 1 second. But how do you diversify your time, your income? What makes it right for you? What seems right, and how do you do it?
I haphazardly do it as things come along, but and I love selling. I love sourcing. I love selling, but I also love teaching a ton. I love seeing people get it. And, I started doing a show with my mom geared towards senior citizens because I realized that no one was talking to senior citizens. And when you do a show for seniors, you got to slow down a little bit, and you got to go a little more. You couldn't just shout out FBA and move on. You, of course, would have to pause, and you'd have to slow it down. And the reason I do those things, and I love doing them, because I got a message today. It said, "Hey, Jason, I found your channel through your mom and enjoy it so much. I'm a senior at age 65 and also a reseller. I would like to join your Facebook group, but I just joined Facebook and I don't know how. Could you please help me? Your parents are very special." I live for those moments. So that's what makes me feel good. So I love being able to teach a class, whether it be virtually online, like a webinar, or when we go to the Ecom Chicago, we do a class in the thrift store for 3.5 hours. And so I do a little bit of everything, guys, and it works for me. It definitely wouldn't work for everybody. But again, going back to I married well. She keeps, she's downstairs right now getting dinner ready because I'm doing a show with you guys, and she did the dishes earlier. And so, married well helps you when you're like me running around the country. I'm speaking in Chicago. I get back, and 4 days later, I leave for LA to speak in Long Beach. And so, normally when you're married, you can't do those things as easily, but and the other bonus is my wife works out of the house, so that very much helps. But
does that ever get old?
It doesn't. It doesn't. That's the other reason I like doing eBay over Amazon, especially like FBA. When my friends buy 1,000 widgets, they send in 1,000 widgets, and they sell 1,000 widgets. That's fine. It makes a lot of money, but that's no fun. I never know when I'm going to turn the corner and find that item that I'm going to spend $600 on and turn into $20,000. And I did that last year. So that's what I live for. But then I live for all the other things, the classes, the speaking engagements, writing for this page, doing this for that page. I love it because I love sharing. I always said, if I could give all my secrets and everyone bought everything and there was no customers left to deal with, I'd go do something else. I'm cool with that. I don't mind sharing. It doesn't bother me one bit. And those who don't, that's fine. But I like to share.
Okay. Now let's get out of diversification. And when you think eBay, what makes to you, your eyes, what makes eBay so great? Is it the fact that you've streamlined your entire life around it? Is it the fact that, this is just one of the craziest loopholes ever, and you just happen to master it?
That and
makes you so happy. When you think eBay, what is it?
I could list this on Amazon, but I have to go create a page for it. That's too much work. Of course, I still have to create the listing on eBay, but I've got that dialed in. Plus, to go to the next level, and if you're watching this and you're new to selling online, to get to the next level, you should hire an assistant. And so I have an assistant that does all my pictures, that does most of my listings, and she sits here 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and gets all that done. And that too allows me to do everything else and do shows and all that stuff. But I like that anything I see that I can sell, for the most part, eBay does have a few restrictions, but for the most part, anything I see, I can get up within seconds, really, and get listings done and put it out to the world. And that's what I love too. eBay is the worldwide. If you're not shipping and selling worldwide, you are leaving so many customers on the table.
Are you using the global shipping program? I'm not sure if you already mentioned this. Are you shipping directly to the international customers, or using both of those functionalities?
I've been shipping directly before anyone could ship directly, and I've never used global shipping. I would if I sold something big and or expensive. And actually, now that you say that, I have a customer asking about a big thing that maybe I'll check out global shipping. But I'm good at shipping on my own. I usually make a couple bucks off of international shipping.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I've been shipping international since the early days of meonhalf.com and Amazon, where you had to fill out the thing, then they had to pull it off, you had to wait in line. But I realized 15 years ago that there's 300 million customers in the United States. There's 7 billion customers in the world. So I'd rather have that as a customer, as a possible customer database, 7 billion to 300 million. So I was always a guy in line when I was just selling CDs, with just tons of CDs going around the world, because especially back then, no one was selling worldwide. There's very few of us.
Cool, man.
Everybody was afraid of it.
Raiken, that you've been in airplanes going across the USA. I've been in airplanes that have gone outside of the USA back, and there's a chance that one of Jason's CDs are on that airplane with me.
I've sold over 100,000 CDs.
There's a stowaway Jason CD in the wheel well just sitting there. Anyway, let's talk about the store function now, because clearly you've painted the picture of how you do a lot of items in your eBay store. What functionality in having an eBay store is absolutely crucial to running your business, Jason?
Well, the two big things, and I actually don't even need one, but the two big things are Markdown Manager and vacation settings. Now, because I always have an assistant and I have an awesome wife who knows how to ship in a pinch, I have not had to turn on the vacation settings in a long, long time. But to have a store, it's the only way you can turn on vacation settings. So if you go away for a week, you could up your handling time. Like my friend who's leaving tomorrow, and I'm like, here's my only problem with that. If the customer doesn't see it, you leave tomorrow morning, you're gone for a week. If someone buys something 5 minutes after you leave, it's not getting shipped for 7 days. And so even though you've already put it in the listing, the handling time has gone up. I just don't feel that gives a good buyer experience, because buyers are quick to purchase and they're not quick to read. I'm not faulting buyers. That's just the way it is. So to have the vacation feature on your store, awesome. Markdown Manager, I love running sales. I love running sales on my whole store. I'll run sales on specific items. If I see a shelf is too full and bursting of extra large t-shirts, I'll run a sale just on extra large t-shirts, and I'll move a bunch, and I'll throw this crazy like 50% off sale, and I'll still make like $5 a shirt, but I'll clear off some space. I'll get rid of some old stock. And of course, you can sell marketing emails. I mean, all kinds of other stuff. But those two big functions really help in a normal person's life. Almost all of us take a vacation from time to time, and to be able just to click a button and put all your stuff on vacation is much easier than stopping them all. Because if you don't have a store, you guys either stop them all or jack your handling time way up.
That's right. So, I do have a question real quick. Can I interrupt, Raiken? Is that okay? Do you care?
Go for it.
Because we're right on the subject of like the vacation thing and putting the store on sale, Markdown Manager. I love Markdown Manager, so I have a question for you for that. But we'll get into the vacation thing first, because I've never put my store on vacation mode. I just let my stuff time out, and then I go on vacation for a week, and then I resume everything like a couple of days before I depart whatever town I'm in, and then back to normal it goes. But I've heard conflicting thoughts like, yeah, put your handling time up. I love how you've not defended that, but gone against that, say like, this is what the customer sees, and I get it. My question is, what does the customer see when you are on vacation mode? Okay, because I've never bought anything off eBay that's ever been on vacation mode. Like I've never bought off someone else's store. So what does the customer actually see when your store is on vacation mode? Like, what does it look like on the other end?
There's two settings. The main one people use, if you go to an item, you can still see the items, and it'll say this seller is away and will return on October 1st.
But so where does it say? Like, where does it say that? Because you're saying like some people might miss the handling thing. Or like, where is this thing that you're talking about showing?
Now, and I don't know what it looks like on mobile because I've never looked at it on mobile. Seen one, but if you're on the computer, it's right across the top of the listing, right across top, big letters. This seller is away on vacation. Now,
so hard to miss, right?
It is very much hard to miss on a computer. I don't know what it looks like on mobile though, and I'm sorry for that.
They've improved it. It looks it's obvious nowadays.
Okay. And then the other thing is you can turn it on vacation where your stuff is hidden, like it don't exist. So it's poof, it's gone.
So what would be the advantage? Okay, so what's the advantage of that then?
Because some people will still buy it, even though it says they're on vacation. It'll say, look, your shit ain't being shipped till October 1st, and they'll buy it and go, hey, how come you didn't ship my stuff? Well, it said I'm on vacation. Pay attention. I'm in Maui. Go away.
So
People don't see it.
Comment here. Lynn H says, never gotten any cancellations on vacation mode. It works great. Nice to make money while being on vacation. Talk about that statement real quick. Would you support that kind of statement? Yes. On vacation mode, your store is still running theoretically. You're just not there at the cash register, correct?
Right. And here's what I would do. If I had to throw it on vacation mode, because I don't want to deliver a bad customer experience, even if it's their fault, I put it on vacation mode where it's disappeared. But here's the key. Think about this, and this is what most people don't think about. Say you go away Sunday to Sunday, all right? Make sure you take it off vacation, and you have one-day handling. Make sure you take it off vacation mode Thursday night of your vacation, because someone buys something on Friday, it don't got to be shipped till Monday. Most people never think about it, and they come back off vacation mode Sunday night or Monday. You just gave up 3 days of selling. Thursday night at midnight, you got to put it back on, because you're going to get it out Monday when you get home Sunday night. So don't forget that, because most people vacation and a week at a time. So you essentially, you don't have to have it off too long, about half your week, if you think about it that way.
So just so people know, if you want to have the ability to go put your store on vacation mode, whether hide it all or be on vacation mode and still sell it with that, I'll ship at this further out date, you do have to have a store. Is that correct? You need at least I believe the basic stores coming in somewhere around like 15 or 16 if you go for like a year, and then it's around 20 month to month. Is that sound about right?
Yeah. And I have the middle store, and that was the other nice thing that they did this year. They upped the prices a little bit, but they gave us two things that really you end up paying less. So they upped the prices on the stores, but the middle store especially, they gave us twice as many store items, 1,000 store items, plus 100 auctions of collectibles, clothing, a few other things. So essentially, you could list 1,100 items without having to pay anything extra besides your store fee. And every quarter, they give you $50. That's for the middle store. $50 of free shipping supplies. Wow. So you get eBay tape, and you get eBay boxes, and you get eBay mailers, and you can buy so much every quarter that you don't run out. Like when I bought big vinyl mailers, like giant ones. Why don't you use them that much? So the box I bought with my first free 50, and that was only like $20. I'm going to use it for a long time. And so, some things you're gonna need a lot of, like boxes, but the bigger vinyl mailers, you don't need them all that often, but I got them now. And so to give me $200 free a year and twice as many listings, I didn't care that they put up the price a little bit. I got more for my money. Yeah,
that's true. The store is the way to go. If you can just make basic calculations in your head, you realize how this is actually going to save you a whole lot of money. The box, I wanted to echo into one thing. The shipping box, the eBay shipping boxes are actually really, really awesome. I love them.
They are.
I have them in my garage, and I freaking love those things. Raiken, real quick, let's talk about the Markdown Manager. Do you use it in your store, yes or no?
Yeah, funny thing is, I just made a video about this today. I'm gonna post it up in a couple of days, because there was someone who asked me, should I run sales? How often? What days? I love it. I love the Markdown Manager, which is the functionality allows you to run sales. I typically like to have sales running at all times. For me, sometimes I drop the ball and I forget to run a sale for a week or so, but I really do feel that people are so much more inclined to make a decision to buy your item when they see a sale, when there's some type of urgency there. So when there's urgency and they see that price slash through and it's going to end in a couple days, forget exactly how it shows it. It creates urgency. So I think it's really important. Now, the cool thing about running the sales is you can actually target, all fixed prices or auctions or specific items. In Jason's example, if he has an overflow of all extra larges, I'm sure there's a way you can target specific keywords. I'm not sure. Can you do that? Can you target a specific keyword, or do you actually have to click all your extra larges if you wanted to run a sale on that?
Yeah, you definitely do a specific keyword. So if I wanted to do t-shirts, I don't have a specific t-shirt category in my store. I probably should. I just have men's clothes. So if I just type in where it asks you to, t-shirt, it'll bring up all my t-shirts, and then I can click, the checkbox at the top and select them all. So I could do tiki mugs. Man. So I don't have, you could do it by category. You can do it by the whole store, or you can do it by words. Or some nights I'll just leaf through and I'm going to do some crazy sale and look at the oldest stuff I have in my store. And I'll just leaf through everything in my store and do some nutty sale and just click on the ones that have been there for far too long. I hope they go bye-bye. Go to a new home. Get away from me.
I found that
by running in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. And cash flow is a big thing. A lot of people, they hold on to an item that hasn't sold and they're like, I told myself I'm going to get 20. I have to get it. Like, cash flow is a big thing, because if you don't have the money in your bank account or money to buy the next item that can make you 50 or $100, I mean, you're literally taking money out of your own pocket. So I think it's really important. What, in your opinion, is the best days to run a sale? Does that really matter? Or is it just, Monday through Friday, or you just do it whenever you feel like it?
Doesn't matter, because if you're selling internationally, globally, what time is it? It's no time. It's all time, So it's daytime, it's nighttime, it's tomorrow, it's yesterday. It doesn't matter, So whereas it used to, it doesn't really, because we're a global world, and I live in the city that never stops. And so there's these, people work 3 shifts in the city at every business. And so to the, middle of the night is just normal to them. The tiki bar I hang out here, it is jam packed at 4 a.m. every night, because all the people who perform on the strip, so they sleep during the day, they perform on the strip at night, like all the Cirque performers and stuff. And then they go out to dinner. So them go out to dinner, that's midnight. And then they're going to go out to the bar, that's 2 a.m. Not like I'm a drunk at the bar still at 2 a.m. Their 2 a.m. is already 8 o'clock. So in that, when you think about that, the world is just, time is immaterial.
I agree. Let's switch gears a little bit real quick. Speaking of, we're talking about the markdown manager and running sales, and if your sales are slow, it's a great way to pick up your sales is running a sale. Now, let's jump into a little boxing match right now between Jason and I. I think I have a feeling I'm going to get knocked out on this one, but the other day I made a video. I saw one of my buddies who made a video, and he made a video about an eBay glitch, and without really doing much research and just kind of using logic, and sometimes logic kind of backfires. I watched his video, and it was talking about a glitch on eBay, and pretty much the video directed you to go through the site preferences on eBay to see that you weren't allowing PayPal payments and different things like that. So immediately the next day, I'm like, wow, like I hadn't had sales for a couple of days, and I turned it on and I started getting sales, and I'm like, wow, like I just put 1 + 1 together, and I'm like, oh, that's it. And I didn't do any research really. I didn't call eBay. And then Jason hit me up, and he's like, boom. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Talk about that, Jason.
So I'm going to back up. I'll get to this specific. Let me back up a second. I think you and me and Bonafide and Margaret, I see Margaret Collier in the chat, and she leads a group. I think when we decided that we wanted to step up and be leaders, we should be a little bit above the fray. And what I mean by that is we should go that extra mile to make sure, if we're going to be a leader, to really put out quality product, to make sure we're doing the right thing. And, in my group, a lot of time, we always talk about when celebrities die, because there's this quick arc of when a celebrity dies, their stuff's worth money. So people want to post when celebrities dies that we know to put, if we have anything in the office, put it up. Well, when a lot of times hoaxes happen. So before I even allow the post, I go to like 6 reputable sites to make sure the person's actually dead, because a lot of times it's some dumbass who just wants to have fun on the internet. Is like, oh, Gene Wilder died. Well, he did finally die, but according to the web, he died twice before he actually died. So I want to make sure that if I'm going to put that, if it's in my group, you guys run a group, I run a group, if it's in my group, I want to make sure it's accurate information. And as simple as someone died, did they really die? Because we've had people report people who are dead, who have been dead for 5 years, but for some reason the internet thinks they died again. I don't get it, but so getting back to what you brought up, I saw that video and people kept trying to post it in my group and keep sending it to me. And I watched it and I go, there's something not right here. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I go, there would be no way that there'd be this crazy glitch that would turn off PayPal payments. Plus people were selling things that day. Maybe you didn't, maybe I didn't, but other people are. If eBay would have come to a grinding halt, eBay would have had to make an announcement. That's the other thing.
And that's what people were wondering.
Yes. And so I didn't let it in my group, and then all of a sudden you're like, you've got this big dramatic eBay glitch, and then blood dripping down. And I'm like, hey, hang on a minute. So I had someone else called eBay and got the lowdown, and then I sent the video to an eBay executive, and then called them, and and I can make those calls. So and I'm not saying I can make those calls. I'm saying I can make those calls. So when I can make them, and I can
that's
come
important,
with actual, here's what they're telling me. You should listen, only because I have those connections. And they were like, look, that what people think it means is not what it means. And if that truly was the issue, we would have had to do something and say something. because there's no way in a publicly traded company in this day and age you can have, if that was true, you can have those kind of nuttiness go on and them not say anything, because the shareholders would lose their mind, and the shareholders being me and you if you haven't owned stock. And so I was a little surprised that you just like, oh, my buddy told me, so I did it. All right, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Raiken, give me $100. Then I'm gonna make a video. Raiken, give me $100.
$100.
You're not. My point is, you should do a little due diligence before jumping on things, because we, the three of us and others, have a responsibility that if we're going to stand in front of a crowd, whether it's on this video, at Ecom Chicago, we have the responsibility to be correct. And because look, dude, there are so many snake oil salesmen in our circles. I want to make sure that I don't rely on myself with any of them. That's why I like you guys, because you ain't that way. And I want to make sure that, College Picker's going to send me $100. All right. Thank you, College Picker. And I think we should go that extra mile to make sure that what we put out is accurate. And there's been times when I've had bad info in my head or from what I thought, and I've had to correct it. I got no problem correcting it. You know, people think I'm all that in a bag of chips. Well, I kind of am, but when I'm not, look, I walk into the room thinking I'm the king shit of the room. But when I realize I'm not, I am very smart to sit and be quiet and listen and learn always.
Yeah, I think it's a really good learning experience for sure. You know, not only in the, when you're wrong, obviously admit it, but so many times, in the past when I had first gotten started, and I'm sure it happened with you guys as well, you hear that, all tiki mugs are worth money, or you hear all bicycles are worth money, and you just take somebody's word for it, and then you buy it and you realize, well, wait a minute, the color was off, or the model was off, or the age was off, or the condition was off. So to kind of put a spin on this with something that you guys may be able to relate to, don't just take anybody's word. Most people are good, ethical people, and they want to help you, but there's so many different things to look for. So always double check, an item, always check the sold listings. That's why it's great to be a part of, whether it's the green room or Jason's group or any Facebook group, because it's great to bounce ideas off of people. So that's definitely a positive spin on the mix. So,
and let me add to this. I do not think, what was his name? The guy that made the video?
Thrift School. Yeah, it's my buddy Jesse.
Okay, I'm not saying he's bad, nor did he get bad information. Well, he got bad information, but I'm not saying he did anything maliciously, and I'm not saying what he did was wrong. That's what he felt. No big deal. So if anyone thinks I'm throwing shade at him, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think, but look, you can get bad information from an eBay customer service rep. I got bad information from an HP rep today on my printer, so it can happen. Not every person that works at every company has the right information.
And that's
just a fact of life.
That portion right there, it does seem a little misleading, but it's actually for merchants who were saying that part of the site preferences.
Yeah. So, and real quick, I see in the chat, you don't need to change the settings back. Those settings are if you have a merchant account and you don't want to take PayPal and you want to take credit cards because maybe you have a brick and mortar. So everyone, for the most part, everyone listening, the three of us here, we don't got to worry about it. So whether you have it set a yes or no, because let me tell you, Bonafide said, hey, I mine were off and I turned on, I had some sales. Mine were on and I had no sales. So let me tell you, it was all just, it was this conspiracy theory. I had a crappy week last week. So when people were saying, oh, I turned on, I had sales, mine were already on. I had no sales. So should I turn mine off? No.
You might want to. No.
It was just a bad week. So everyone in the chat, whatever you did, it's fine. Having them on is not going to hurt you nor help you. But if you feel better, if it's like a security blanket, turn them on. Ain't no big thing. But the fury it caused, the sky is falling. It wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. It got a little too nutty, and I had to reel it in. And then you became part of it. I'm like, oh, my boy Raiken became part of it.
Well, now that we get to this part of the show, who won the boxing match out there? Let's figure out, man. There were some crazy blows, but I don't know, man. Who won this match? Let us know in the feed. I do have, this outline is a little. I thought, this is one of our shorter outlines, and we haven't even got halfway through it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to get you on another show one day, and we can't look. We just want to open up to Q&A. I think it's very, very, very important because there's some people that are asking all kinds of questions. This feed goes faster than a Testarossa, right? It's super fast. So, and if you know what a Testarossa, Raiken, do you know what a Testarossa is, Raiken?
It's a vehicle.
Okay, what kind of vehicle is it, Raiken?
A very fast one.
What kind of very fast vehicle is a Testarossa, Raiken?
It's a vehicle that's out of your budget.
Okay, well, what kind of vehicle will be out of your budget that's called a Testarossa, Raiken?
Since Jason beat me up, he has to answer it.
See, I like Testarossas. I like Diablos. I don't think I fit in either one. We're talking
like, really,
Ferraris and Lamborghinis there.
And I didn't know if Raiken was messing with me, but Raiken, you don't know what a Testarossa is, do you?
I'm not big into cars, but I know it's a very expensive car. So
okay, people in the feed are just dying over this. This is great. Anyway, so it's fantastic. Hey, look, well, we have you guys here, and you're figuring out who won the boxing match. And if you're building up your question for Jason T. Smith, we're going to be out here for about 10 more minutes. Hey, I want to remind you real quick, 100 Amazing Items to Resell is a green room guide that we want you to download in your phone. I go garage selling every weekend. Jason, do you go garage selling every single weekend or not?
I haven't in a while, but also it's been hot as hell here.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's so much fun.
The weather. Well, here's the other problem. Okay, now the joys of living in Vegas. Here's one of the problems, and you guys won't have this problem. So you'll look at Craigslist and you'll get your map all set up. You're gonna drive to the coolest garage sale, and you drive across town and you get there and it's not open. And my guess is they partied hardy the night before all night on the strip, and then decided to, and I'll see other people milling about. I'll see people banging on the door like, "Where's the garage sale?" And I won't go to that extreme. But, so I just typically stop doing that. I just wander around where I see signs, because at least typically the signs mean there is a garage sale. But also here, they tend to forget to take them down. So you drive down streets for miles. You're like, where's this damn garage sale?
I don't know how you can get mad in a city where like everything's 5 miles apart from each other. But anyway, I think that's actually a blessing in most cases. But anyway, what I was getting at is, most of the stuff I find from garage sales, a lot of the stuff I find, and it's in this guide. We built it a long time ago. You can get it for free. Look down below. I love garage sales like, shoot, I love it as much as a Testarossa, Raiken. I really do.
A Ferrari?
I would love it as much as that. Hey, let's get a question from Jason. Gosh. All right.
It's like you woke up. Ferrari?
Raiken doesn't know what a Testarossa is, man. That is so okay. Anyway.
You know a Hyundai Sonata?
I know what a Hyundai Sonata is, and it's nothing like a Testarossa. Okay, so David Westerhold says, I have collectible old ballpoint pens. Should I use auction or buy it now on eBay?
Well, it'll definitely depend on what the ballpoint pen is, because look, to have a good auction, you need to have at least two people who want to beat each other up to get your item. And I don't find that too much anymore. And I do from time to time, but I have a collectible ballpoint pen that's worth, I got up for, I think, $300 or $400. I've had an offer of $150 on it. I'm waiting for at least $200 on it. But to start an auction, I would have to start it at $199 just to make sure I hit where I at least need to be. Now, there are rare occasions. I have sold $500 CDs. I have sold $400 CDs. I have sold $300 CDs that were so rare that I knew, throw them up at auction, that people are going to be just beating themselves senseless to get to it. But you got to do your due diligence and your research to make sure, because you don't want to leave money on the table. I see it every day. I showed on the show last night, Bonafide, my friend who sold the Bill and Hillary Nutcracker and wine cork.
That was such a great flip, dude.
She sold a pair for $100. Everyone else sold it for $40 to $50. They shot too low. They shot way too low. So you got to shoot high. I say list it high and let it fly.
Was that a buy it now, or was it a buy it now with a store sale then an offer? What was I
think she had a buy it now with an offer, but I think she had it at $99.99 and someone just took it.
That's cool.
And when everyone else is selling for $50 less, they're doing something wrong.
Okay. There's some funny comments coming in here. I put some stupid comment in the feed that was like, Raiken's going to be reincarnated as a Testarossa. Now people are typing in, Raiken will be incarnated as like this or that. Here's one real quick for you, Jason. Raiken will be reincarnated as a Savers employee. Oh my God, that is hilarious, dude.
I love my Savers employees.
I think Raiken's
How cool would that be if I did like a 30-day vlog and like I became a Savers employee? Like I bet you I would get sued for a massive amount of money if I ever did that.
Oh man. Let's get this very broad. If you can give like maybe a 1 or 2 point kind of pointer here, keep it brief. But from Lorraine Lehman says, last minute thoughts for new eBay sellers. That's a very broad thing. Like, give your best tip you got there, man.
So here's my 2 tips. Be prepared to fail and embrace it, because you learn a lot more from your mistakes than your successes. So don't think everything you're going to sell is going to be a home run. It ain't. But of course, once you realize what's a mistake, don't repeat it. Okay. And find, I really believe this, your group and mine are two of the better. Find a good Facebook group where you can sit with a group of people. You might never meet them. You might never see their face. But if you're by yourself and you're new and all of a sudden you've got a group like mine's 16,200. You got 16,200 members to bounce it off of. Most of them have been there already. They've walked down the path. They know the mistakes they've made. And so when you go, can I list this and get this non-Gerber thing and call it a onesie? There will be 1,000 people that tell you, no, do not do that because Gerber owns onesie. So, that's my 2 bits of advice. Prepare to fail and embrace it and find like-minded people.
Let's drop your group real quick while we're at that, because you were just talking about your 16,000 member group. Go ahead and shout it out so people can find you and join right now. What is it?
Yeah, it is the Thrifting Board, and we decided to theme out our group, and we did a whole kind of a tiki thrifting theme. So if you don't mind me sharing for a quick sec, there's my group. So right now, the picture you're looking for is me in a party hat because we just turned 1 year old about a month ago, and we have 16,333 members. Woo!
Wow,
that's a lot of members in 1 year.
That is awesome.
That's huge, man. That takes some serious policing, man. Wow.
It does. And, I'll tell you, though, guys, at this point, for the most part, it's kind of self-policing. We do have to, keep an eye on it a little bit. But the members who've been there the longest, they know what to do. And people know that I don't allow negativity into my group. And, look, you got a problem. Cool. Bring me the problem. No emotion. And we'll help you fix it. But don't be like, eBay sucks. All customers suck. And they're all scamming us. I hate that. That's a shitty way to run your business and to live your life.
Well, it's true. It's true.
It really is.
Chris, you know what time it is, man?
Yeah, it's 9:02. We're gonna get one more question out.
No, not the time, but you know what time it is? Because there's one thing I don't like, Chris. You can't make a promise earlier on in the show and then not fulfill it. I mean, Jason made a good point about when you're wrong, admit it.
But the problem is, Raiken, is we don't have 300 and at least 20 likes. That's the magic number. We're gonna give out something really good. Well, something good.
We got a contest, and I've got an idea of how we're gonna run it. But how many likes are we at right now? You said.
We're at 278. We need to get to 320. I bet you within 1 second it'll happen. So
get to 320, we'll announce it.
We'll announce it. We're gonna give away Jason T. Smith's socks, guys. Socks.
What? All right.
The funny thing is, I know Jason would mail those things off. I know he would.
Guaranteed.
Just to say that you've done it. Like, I mailed some socks off on a green room show because they told me to.
So can I add something real quick?
Yeah, of course.
People are asking about the Long Beach thing. So please come join the Thrifting Board. And I'll actually put the post up tonight about the info for Long Beach. It's a free meetup. It's at this great bar called Saravello's that if you watch Bar Rescue, it was just on Bar Rescue. So it's all fresh and brand new and good cocktails. So yeah, come on November 1st, come see me speak. And I'm giving a new speech that no one's ever seen, how to have a quality garage sale and get rid of your crap or treasures. I mean.
Okay, cool. Anything that says you say garage sale, I just like, whoa, what? Okay, cool. I just love garage sales. I really do. Okay, so we are at 310. We're almost there. Jason, you also had what's this thing with this bus filling up in Chicago? Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm doing the e-com event in Chicago, and Chicago is the home to many great tiki bars. And we went last year to one of them, but we took 6 cars, and of course 6 people couldn't drink, and it was fun, but not as fun. So this year I rented a party bus, and we're going to one right after the event on Saturday. The bus holds 25, and we're almost sold out. So I just put it up this morning, and people want to go ride the party bus to the tiki bar. So if you're coming to Ecom Chicago, I got about 2 or 3 spots left. Make sure you hit me up right away, and I'll get you in the party bus. So it'll take us to the bar, leave us there for about 3 or 4 hours. We'll have a good time as a group. Then we'll pick us up and bring us back.
Okay. Isn't Chicago the place where since Obama was didn't you hear that on the debate? The 4,000 people or 5,000 people have been killed in Chicago since Obama's been in. Anyway, that's just something fast fact. So I guess you're gonna have to run from tiki bar to tiki bar, right?
Well, that's what we got the bus for.
Is it an armored bus, first of all? No. Okay.
Maybe I should look into that.
Yeah, maybe you should, man. Anyway, duck and cover. Just practice that a little bit in Chicago. You'd be fine. Okay. Or just wrap one of those pizza slices around your midsection, right? Because they're so thick. Chicago pizza has anyway, it's like Kevlar, dude. All right, so what do we have here? We have a 315. I'd say that's pretty close to 320. Raiken, what are we giving out? And what is this? What is this amazing concoction of a thing that you got going on with this contest? You're concocting something here, man. I can smell it and I can hear it.
I had an idea. I don't think it's the best idea because you know what? I had an idea of having people get onto the email list that way, but I want to give something away right now. So I think we should just ask a question, and the first person to get it right in the feed will be the winner. And what we want to give away is a month into our green room, but it's not just a month of getting to the Facebook. I mean, we literally have 10 to 12 products, 40 or 50 private videos. I mean, we got a ton of awesome stuff in there. So it's literally like a little self-education. You take everything, you download it all, and you can learn about bicycles, garage sales, eBay, Amazon, a ton of cool stuff. So,
and Jason T. Smith's in there too.
Yep, Jason T. Smith's in there. And if you got any questions, tag them in there. But Chris, we got to think of a question, man. I'm going to ask Jason one more question, and I'm going to have you think of a question to ask the audience. And the first person, we got College Picker in the comment section right now. He's monitoring who the first person's going to be. So I'm going to ask Jason one more question and let you think about a question to ask. So Jason, obviously the show was about the future of selling on eBay. There's so many different platforms out there. I mean, do you think it's a good time for people to jump on the eBay train, versus Amazon? So many people are going Amazon FBA and, they're leveraging the warehouses and all that stuff. I mean, is now a really good time? Or do you feel like there's too much competition or there's not enough stuff to get out there? I mean, do you see people in your group who are, just getting started and making it work?
Oh, yeah. I would say it's a great time. And here's what I've been witnessing just hanging around. So I go to all these events of from 2,000 people to 200 people to 500 people to 1,000 people. And some are eBay, some are Amazon, some are a combo. But I'm talking to all my Amazon friends, and we're talking big players that make more money than I could even fathom. But they're talking to me. They're like, I kind of maxed out my customer base on Amazon. Think I should come over to eBay? And I'm like, yes, there are two totally different customers, eBay to Amazon, and some might not leave one platform and go to the other. So I feel, if nothing else, to diversify between the two. So if you're just on Amazon, come to eBay. So I got a lot of big players bringing their products over because they know they've already got the product. You might as well sell it to as many customers as you possibly can. So I love seeing that. I love seeing them come to me because when I have my little questions about FBA, I go to them, and I'm usually just not, I have no help to them, but they're like, I want to come back to eBay. I'm like, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's where we're at nowadays. Here's what the customers are expecting. Here's what your stuff should look like. And I just kind of guide them down the path a little bit. So, yeah, and awesome. I see it all the time. So, yeah, it's a great time to be on both platforms. It's a great time to diversify. I like where eBay's heading. Amazon does have some hoops, but if you can use Amazon, I use it. I ship $25 and $50 CDs every day off of Amazon. And real quick, I saw in the chat earlier why Amazon has higher fees. Yeah, they do. But let me tell you, for some reason, even on merchant fulfilled, Amazon customers will pay more money than eBay customers. So if I can sell a CD on eBay for 20 or on Amazon for 60, even with higher fees, I'm still making more money. So I do my research. I look at both platforms.
Okay,
yeah, I definitely agree.
Sorry, let me interrupt real quick. My dogs are about to go haywire. But here's the question real quick for the contest. Jason T. Smith was talking about a ticket stub he found in a CD recently. Who was the musical artist of that CD?
And it wasn't my beloved Spice Girls.
Let's figure it out. That gets you a 1 month into the green room for free.
You got to make sure that whoever I think I saw a winner.
All right, we saw a winner.
We'll keep letting people put in their contest entry. But I tell you, if you are the winner, you've got to make sure that you like the video. You got to make sure you like the video.
So the winner I got it right 100%. Now is Marcia Layton Turner, just so you know. It's the first one up. So College Picker, if you're in the feed, we got to remember this one real quick. Marcia Layton Turner. I'll write it down real quick.
She's going to have to reach out to us.
Yeah, she's going to have to reach out to College Picker or myself.
Send us an
Facebook.
email. Send us an email at askgreenroom@gmail.com. That's askgreenroom@gmail.com. And that's the best way because trying to find people on Facebook is nearly impossible.
Cool. Someone said Easy E. Okay, not Easy E.
Well, someone said Big Daddy Kane. That's the one that made me laugh.
Anyway, all right. So we're 10 minutes over schedule. We want to kind of stay true to our times. Hey, Jason, we didn't get through the whole entire outline, but I have a feeling the second half was going to be really, really crazy stuff because it involved the entrepreneurship, corporate America talk, all the stuff that's like, ooh, like fun stuff to talk about. But anyway, we'll get to that on another show. I think the next time that we might see Jason T. Smith, if we don't see him sometime maybe November, December, he's guaranteed to be on in the Green Room Summit, which is coming 2017 January. I believe we've picked the 12th, 13th, 14th as our weekend to do it. 3-day event. 11 or 12 online guests, slammins. We have, people that are going to talk to you about merch. We have me doing like a bike tutorial. We got Raiken doing all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be really, really amazing. Get notified. It's the only way to get the tickets at the early bird price, because after that, they go up. You know how it goes with any other thing. The tickets will.
It's the second link in the description right now. So, obviously we're going to be doing an early bird special for the people who are committed and want to learn, and get on the train quick. So that should probably be coming out within the next month or so. So get on the list. But yeah, Jason, thanks for coming on, man. You set a record, so we appreciate that. You definitely shared some really cool content.
Thanks for having me on. Like I said, I only align myself with people I deem not so much worthy, but that I see put out quality products, good information, no BS, no snake oil salesman junk. And so I've always liked you guys. I've always liked the Green Room. I like you guys personally, and I like what you do. And so it's just easy for me to say yes when you're like, hey, you want to do this with us? Absolutely, because you guys are good guys. And if anyone says different, they got to contend with me too, because we all got our haters. But I have a special breed. I saw your haters. They're nothing. They're nothing.
Uh-oh, man. There's gonna be some new websites popping up now.
Oh yeah. Hey, can I plug one more thing?
Yeah,
real quick.
Go ahead.
So I'm so glad. So about 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, with Margaret Collier, Texas Gal Treasures, we did a thrift haul throwdown where we had 21 categories, and then we had the audience who had the funkiest purse, the prettiest bra, the ugliest Hawaiian shirt. So now this Sunday is the return of the thrift haul throwdown. Number 2, Texas Gal Treasures, Margaret Collier versus Nick Garces, the Bolo King himself. They're going head to head. 2 thrifters enter, only 1 leaves. Tune in, 9 o'clock East Coast, 6 o'clock West Coast. My YouTube channel, Jason T. Smith. You're going to see the battle to the death of the thrift haul.
I never knew you had a golden voice, Jason.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge, brother.
That voice, any second, I think a monster truck's going to come running over my house, dude. Anyway, let's get your Bush and Natty Light, dude. We're having a monster truck series going on here, and Jason's the host. Anyway,
your Natty Light.
All right, guys. So, hey, thanks for being on this show, and we really appreciate it. We'll talk to Jason later. He's always easy to find at the Thrifting Board, which has 16,333 members. The last time I checked, which probably has more now, but anyway, you can find him there, and he can tell you more about e-com and all this cool stuff, and the tiki bus that might get blown up and shot up in Chicago while he goes to tiki bars. But anyway, we had fun with him, and I hope to see you on the next Green Room Hangout next Wednesday, 8 p.m. What do we got going on? Oh, yeah, FBA All-Star Show, which should be really good. Our best people in the Green Room are going to be talking on the panel for an FBA All-Star Show. After that, we have an accountant lined up for the Wednesday after that, or a tax person, something like that.
Anna Hill's coming on, yep.
That's right. And after that, we have Dumpster Marcus, dude. We're going to talk scrapping and dumpster diving and all kinds of crazy stuff that, like, hey, you know what? I want to learn a little bit about it. So we're going to get Dumpster Marcus on as well. And
I do want to
it's going to be awesome.
I do want to say, if you want to get notified of these shows, we do send out an email about an hour before. So if you get the free book in the description, which is it's the first thing in the description, not only will you get that book, but every week you'll get notified of these live shows, which, as you know, on Facebook and YouTube, there's so much noise. Getting an email, it just makes it easier. So yeah, with that being said, thanks everybody. Thanks, Jason. And yeah, you guys have a great night.
We'll see you guys later.
Peace. Thank you, guys.
Peace. Thanks, everyone.